What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. I know I've been absent for a few days, man. I was, dealing with the death in the family, and it's just a lot going on right now. But I'm back at it, man. Gotta report my guy Jaron Ennis in the news. I gotta talk about his fight and the possibility of him and Terence Crawford. But first, you guys see right here, this is Terence Crawford verified Twitter account. He says, "World-class fighter, huh? My, the double standards be crazy. Eddie Hearn, he tagged him in there. Somebody said, yeah, you still won't fight him." Terence Crawford talking about Jaron Ennis. He had posted this during Jaron Ennis' fight against David Avanesyan on Saturday. And somebody said, yeah, you still won't fight him. Terence Crawford then replied to him saying, I won't fight him, or I gotta fight, meaning that, he already has a fight date lined up or whatnot. I want to go ahead and speak on this, man. I want to speak on Terence Crawford possibly fighting Jaron Ennis. Speak on Jaron Ennis' performance first and foremost. So let me say this. Congratulations to Jaron Ennis. Now, I wasn't super excited about this fight because, bro, for me, bro, like with Jaron, the level he's on, this fight, I knew this fight wasn't going to tell me anything. Like, this fight wasn't gonna tell me, like, what did you learn new about Jaron Ennis in this fight? Like, nothing, right? I learned nothing new about Jaron Ennis in this fight. I mean, everything that I pretty much figured what happened. Jaron Ennis started off sharp. He gave him an accidental not head, but a low blow or whatnot. David Avanesyan was hurt. It was a low blow. It was low, so we can't say he was faking. He banged it out with him, whatever, pause. But, the fight went basically how we all thought it would go, right? So, nothing was really, we didn't learn anything different or anything new about Jaron Ennis. That's why I wasn't really too excited about the fight. This fight wasn't going to tell me anything that I didn't already know. However, you can't blame him. It was supposed to be Cody Crowley, but that fight didn't happen, and now you just gotta keep the ball moving. He wants to stay active, and David Avanesyan to me is on the level of a Cody Crowley, maybe a little bit lower, but I think the same thing was gonna happen to Cody Crowley. The only thing about the hard part about the situation with Jaron Ennis is it's nobody at 147 right now that will give Jaron Ennis that stardom that'll catapult his stardom to another level, because 147 is just not really a cracking, the welterweight division is for the first time in just decades, it's not as star power as it normally is. All the stars all the big names are either at 140 or 154. It's a few, with the exception of a few big names at 147. He still has Conor Benn, which would be a huge fight, and that's very possible, seeing how Conor Benn is signed to Matchroom himself. That's very possible for that fight. Now that's a big fight. You have let me see. Stan Jonas is still a possibility, and you also have Mario Barrios, who is another possibility. A good name. So there's about 3 good names, but I'm not so sure how he'll get them fights. I mean, obviously Keith Thurman doesn't want to fight Jaron Ennis, so it's gonna be hard for him to make a name. The big names more so is gonna be at 154. Should he move up to 154, which there, you have the winner of Errol Spence and Sebastian Fundora. You got the winner of Terence Crawford and Israel Masvidal, or whatever his name is. You got, Tim Tszyu up there lurking to get back at it. But regardless, I think that he's ready for the big names. I think he's willing. We gotta see him in there with the big names. And for you guys that want to say he's not ready, he hasn't done anything, bro. It's like, I want you to think about something. You know how when you're starting to get your credit going, right? Let's say you get denied for a loan because you don't have any. If you don't have any credit, if you have no credit, they're not gonna approve you for anything. Or you get denied for a certain car because you don't have any credit. But it's like, bro, at some point you can like, somebody's gonna have to give me a chance so I can show that my credit score will be good enough for me to maintain this loan or get this car or whatnot. Somebody's gonna have to give me a chance. Well, the same thing is with Jaron Ennis, bro. At some point, we see he passed the eye test. Somebody has to give him a chance. You can't keep saying that he's not ready when he's obviously he's levels above these guys that he's in there with. He's passing the eye contest, so at some point somebody's gonna have to give this man a chance, for us to see whether he's ready or not. And should that be Terence Crawford? Now, granted, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he beats Terence Crawford. Not at this stage. I think Terence Crawford is just too experienced for him. So I don't think he beats Terence Crawford, but I do think that he deserves a fight with Terence Crawford, at least to see where he's at. And, seeing how they both come off of a David Avanesyan performance with, Terence Crawford fought David Avanesyan, it was a good measuring stick. A lot of fighters do that. They might fight somebody that a top fighter has fought in the past just to use as a measuring stick to see where they are as far as skill-wise, how far one person's skill set might, separate from the other, right? So, Turki, His Excellency Turki Alalshikh has spoke interest in making a fight with Terence Crawford versus Jaron Ennis. Let's go ahead and get into that, all right? All right, so shout out to BoxingScene.com. It says Turki Alalshikh and Eddie Hearn plot Terence Crawford versus Jaron Ennis. Okay, it appears Saudi Arabian boxing power broker Turki Alalshikh believes Jaron Ennis has some boots to fill in the sport of boxing. Turki proposed via social media a fight between Ennis and pound for pound great Terence Crawford at junior middleweight soon. Ennis, who has the record of 32-0 with 29 knockouts, who is at the age of 27 years old, of Philadelphia, stopped David Avanesyan of Nottinghamshire, United Kingdom, in 5 rounds on Saturday in his Philadelphia homecoming. This was the first fight since signing with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, and his performance clearly caught the attention of Alalshikh. I just reached out to boxer Jaron Ennis and Eddie Hearn to congratulate him on his win, and we'd love to see Ennis in a fight with Crawford at a weight of 154 pounds soon, tweeted Alalshikh. Ennis promoter Eddie Hearn also expressed confidence in a potential fight, though he clarified that it would likely happen in 2025. Hearn indicated that Ennis' next fight would not be against Crawford. So that's actually a really, really good thing. The fact that he's gonna keep Jaron Ennis busy and he's gonna fight this fall, because like normally like signing with the PBC or Al Heyman, or Al Heyman or Showtime or whatever, not to throw shade on them, this is just facts. If somebody fights in the summertime, around in recent history, if one of their fighters fight in the summertime, we're not gonna see them again until like March or April of next year. So I'm glad that he's I'm glad that he's keeping him busy, and he's gonna have him fight, in the fall of this year. That's good. I like that. He's going to move to 54 at some point, said Hearn, but you don't want to really go there before taking care of business. Hearn described a conversation with Alalshikh about the potential fight between Ennis and Crawford. Ennis, sitting next to Hearn, voiced his opinion with the quick retort, "Send a contract." He detailed his conversation with Alalshikh. I don't know if it's Alalshikh or Alalshikh, so forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. I said to His Excellency, maybe if you want, we will go to co-main event for Dimitri Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev in October out there in Saudi Arabia, or we could come back here. So he's talking about this fall, putting Ennis on the card of Dimitri Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev as a co-main event, not his fight against Terence Crawford, because we all know that's not a co-main event. Or this fall coming back to Philadelphia. Either way it goes, it's good money or good business for Jaron Ennis. If he goes out to Saudi Arabia, that's good money in his pockets. If he stays in Philly, that's good business, which is going to eventually equate to more dollars in his pocket. So either way, it's a good pick. There are further subplots to consider. Mike Carpenter of ESPN reported that Saul Canelo Alvarez might target a stay busy type fight in Los Angeles in the fall and move towards a Crawford mega fight in 2025. A lot of Crawford's future plans and options are dependent on his up-and-coming WBA junior middleweight title shot against current title holder Israel Mazrimov on August 3rd in Los Angeles. Regardless, Ennis lingers in the background with his biggest fight backers in the world. With the biggest fight backers in the world. The Saudis showing interest to make that potential fight happen. All right, so that's definitely some good news. Anytime the Saudis are involved, it's some good news.
So, hopefully this fight gets made, bro. I would love to see this fight, but if it doesn't, I'm not upset. It's not something I would, lose sleep over. Both fighters, Jaron Ennis just has to create his own legacy, and it's nothing wrong with that. And I believe he will. I do. I definitely believe he will. He has the skills and the talent to. Let's see if he has the markability there too. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?